Hey guys, we're gonna talk organizing today. If you don't know this about me already, I have a strong passion for organizing and keeping things clutter-free. I have had requests to do videos like this in the past, and now, okay, we're finally getting to them. These are my tips on how to get organized. First, it is just naturally easier to organize less. So this means declutter. And I realize that this is not going to be easy for a lot of people. Heck, I live this with Scott. He hates to get rid of stuff. But if you are really ready to get organized, decluttering is going to be where you want to start. It's just easier to organize 7 things versus 20 things. When organizing, I found it more helpful to think of wanting to be an intentionalist versus a minimalist. So minimalism is kind of like not so much in vogue as it was like a year or two ago, but people still get this idea in their head when they think minimalism. So if you go into a space and you know that you like to have a lot of things and you think, I want to be a minimalist, that might be very stressful for you because you're thinking like 1 spoon, 1 fork, 1 knife, 1 pillow, 1 blanket, like very small pared down things. And like for some people that might work. But again, if you're somebody who just likes a lot of stuff, that's going to be so stressful for you because you're going to feel like you're getting rid of things that you genuinely like, and you are then at that point. So instead, what I found is it's much easier to kind of marry a bunch of organizational theories, I guess, and I have found that using the word intentionalist and intentionalism is much easier to swallow. When you are decluttering and you think, I want to be intentional about the things that I have in my house, it's just this different mind shift that makes things easier. I could do a whole video about decluttering, and if you're interested in that, please just let me know. But like, I gotta stop it here or else this is gonna go on forever. When you start organizing, decluttering, whatever you're doing, start small. What's the saying about how to eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, right? So start with small chunks. 1 drawer, 1 cabinet, a shelf in your pantry, whatever it is, just start small. If you start the day and say, I'm going to declutter and organize this entire house, it's not going to happen. Even myself, who has relatively few things, I don't know that I could get through my entire house in a day. You will also just get mentally overwhelmed. There's a lot of decisions that need to be made and you will just get mental fatigue very quick. So start with a small space, start with a room, and see where that takes you. Understand that this is going to take time. I've been working on this for 5+ years and it's still a work in progress for me. We're constantly buying, we're constantly getting new things, and so it's just this ongoing cycle of, do I need this anymore? Is this still serving me? You are not going to be able, like I said, to do a whole house in a day. It's just not going to happen. Let yourself do this over time and you will be much more successful. Find out what kind of organizer you are. I actually didn't realize this or find this out until maybe a year ago. I stumbled across a video by a channel called Clutterbug. I've watched her in the past and she has really good tips. I'll link her video down below where she talks about like finding your style because she can do it much better than I can. Basically, she's going to tell you there are 4 types of organizers, and she's going to explain that most organizing systems that you can buy just off the store rack are meant for one type of organizer, and that might not be you. Quick example, I'm somebody who needs to have everything put away and everything like in drawers, cabinets needs to be micro organized. So I have bins inside of drawers, I have pouches inside of bags. On the flip side, Scott is very much the opposite. He needs to see everything so he doesn't forget about it and he just wants to display everything. Where in my mind, that's like, overwhelmed, visually overstimulating. She'll do a much better job. Check out her video down below. But Find out what kind of organizer you are. Look to social media for inspiration. I keep a Pinterest board, which my Pinterest is always linked down below. Check that one out. I follow people on Instagram. I watch YouTube videos, endless YouTube videos. Check social media for your inspiration because it will help you see what you like, how you want to organize, what kinds of like bins or baskets or display racks you like to use. It'll give you ideas for new things that you might not have thought about before. Use social media for your inspiration. Do not buy organizing things before you see how you're going to organize. I, in the very beginning, was very much like, I'm gonna buy these things and then I'm going to get organized. Or I'm gonna buy these things and fit them into my space. And many times that doesn't work. Either bins don't fit in drawers or they don't match your aesthetic. Whatever it is, see how your space is going to be laid out first and then buy the things that you will need. This will stop you from overspending on things that you don't need, and it will also allow you to go out with a focus point on what you are looking for. So if I were just to look at an empty room and be like, I'm gonna organize this, and go out to like TJ Maxx and buy just like baskets and bins and shelves, like they may not all go together. They may not fit in my space. And then I have to deal with like returning things or like trying to find other places for it, whatever. It's a hassle. See how you're going to organize first and then buy your organizers. When you're organizing, take pictures of your space. It is much easier to see in a picture what your space actually looks like. I forget where I heard it, but somebody was talking about being like clutter blind, and you get so used to your stuff and how it looks in your space that you might look at your living room and be like, oh, this is clean. Like you might like tidy it up or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is clean, this looks organized. And then you take a picture of it and you're like, oh, I have like 3 extra pillows on my couch, or like this pile of papers is constantly by my door and I needed to get rid of that, or whatever it is. But by taking a picture, it will actually show you where your clutter is. The end all be all is really, do not put stress on yourself over this. If your house is cluttered, who cares? Like, as long as it's safe for the people living in it and you're happy, that's all that matters. If there is anything you want to hear more about, just let me know down below. Shoot me a message on Instagram and I would be more than happy to talk ad nauseum about this stuff. I hope you guys found these tips to be helpful and a nice way to get started on your organizational journey. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. It was just a lovely treat to get to talk about this stuff because like, ooh, I have such a passion for this stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go because it's getting weird now. Okay, I'll talk to you later, bye.